And good morning, Savannah. That's right. I'm right here on the beautiful Soundgarden stage right here at Coach's Corner. And once again, thank you for joining me. It's Saturday, January 28th, 2023, and it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Soundgarden stage at the universe of sports, Coach's Corner. That's right. I'm here every Saturday morning, and, I got the warmth. I came out of the house. It was 34 degrees. I got my hoodie on. Proud to wear my Georgia hoodie. Okay. Got my long johns underneath. If you're not from the South, if you're not from the North, hopefully you know what long johns are. That means they're thermal long sleeve t-shirt, thermal long-legged leggings for guys, whatever you want to call it. But I don't even need my gloves today. Don't even need my gloves today. You got to love it. But I'm happy to be here every Saturday morning talking about local sports, talking about national sports. It's always a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about. The positive stuff. That's what I want to talk about, the positive stuff. So once again, I'm glad you could join me, and got a great show lined up. Of course, I play 5 quarters. First quarter is right now. Introducing the guest, introducing the segments. 3 steps in the door. High school, college, pro. Okay, and that includes local semi-pro sports, whatever is going on. That's quarter number 1. Quarter number 2, quarter number 2, take that back. Daffin Park today. You got to get out there. We got some rugby. Okay, a big rugby match. The Savannah Shamrocks are kicking off their 2023 season. And I keep on saying Julie Boggs, but she is married now. It's Julie Boggs Midgett. She's been involved with the Savannah Shamrocks for a long time. That's how she met her husband, Matt Midgett. Okay, I don't know. She can get into that with us. She also does a great job with Valpak. She's the cohort behind that. But she's a local girl now. We got to talk to her about the Savannah Shamrocks over at Daffin Park today. Men's and women's, not just men's and women's. Okay, quarter number 3, the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week. This guy just signed signed his national letter of intent to go play for the Gamecocks, South Carolina. And that's, of course, Michael Smith out of Calvary Day School. He's a junior now. He'll be a rising senior next year. So I guess he wants to get that out of the way. Then in the fourth quarter, we got to talk bananas. The Bananas. That's right. The Bananas are going to kick off February 17th, 3 weeks away. Then my good little buddy, my paisan from New York, okay? He's upstate New York. I'm down in the lower part of New York. I'm from Long Island. He's upstate. But anyway, Niko Skalla coming on, talking about the Savannah Bananas World Tour and, catching up with the Broadcast Internet Entertainer of the Year. In my book, forever, Biko Skalla. And then we'll finish it up. Quarter number 5. 3 steps out the door, 3 videos that I've seen on the internet. Karl's Corner, something happening local in sports. And we'll wrap it up right there. So right now, quarter number 1, 3 steps in the door. High school sports, okay? Sandy Spiel's rankings. Beach, number 2. Johnson, number 3. Calvary Day, number 6 in the boys' classification, 3A. In boys' classification, 2A, Windsor Forest jumps up to number 8. In boys' Class A D1, Woodville Tompkins, undefeated in region play. They jumped in, they cracked the top 10 in number 7. They beat Savannah High last week by 20. Savannah High dropped 1. Then in girls basketball, we have 2 teams ranked. Woodville Tompkins dropped from 4 to 5 in the girls Class A D2, 1D2. I don't know. There's so many 1s. There's so many 2s. Okay. And then Bryan County cracked the top 10. Okay. So then we got to go to the Max Preps because this little school out in Wilmington Island gets no respect. St. Andrews is ranked number 1 in the Georgia Athletic Independent Association over all the schools. Memorial Day now. Big win last night. They moved to number 10. You got to love it. So here's your scores from last night. First, the girls always go first. In 7A, Valdosta beat Richmond Hill 63-43. In 6A, South Effingham, Alexis Parker, great job over there, beat Lakeside 37-34. In 4A, Wayne County took care of my Islands girls 43-9. Okay, New Hampshire with a big win, beats Burke County 52-51. Trey Lanier, great job. Class 3A, Long County beat Country Day 57-43. Calvary all over Johnson 78-37. And Liberty County beat St. Vincent 65-37. In 2A, no score reported for Windsor Forest against Appleton County. In 1D1A, Okay. Bryan County beats Screven County 55-37. Savannah High over Claxton 48-39. In the Georgia Association of Private and Parochial Schools, Habersham girls beat Alleluia 41-21. Boys scores, Georgia High School 7A, Valdosta 58, Richmond Hill 47. In Class 6A, Lakeside 64, South Effingham 47, Effingham County 57, Evans 46. And 4A, Benedictine beat Southeast Bullock. Must have been a great game, 52-50. In 3A, Long County took care of Country Day, 73-53. Johnson beat Calvary, 70-42. Beach took care of Savannah Christian, 67-44. And I should be running that banner. And once again, I'm a one-man show, but there's all the scores from last night. I got the banner running now. So if you don't understand my fast-talking Italian accent, even though I've been here for 27 years, so I'm a Southern Yankee. I'm not going home. Maybe that'll help you. All right, then we go to 2A. Windsor Forest almost breaks the scoreboard, as the kids say. They beat Appling 99-43. Over in 1D1, Savannah High 65, Claxton 22, and GIAA St. Andrews all over Bullock Academy 72-32. They've only lost one game. Memorial Day School with a big win over First Presbyterian Christian out of Hinesville 62-60. Habersham School wins a big one over Alleluia, okay, 75-71. Alleluia. I don't know if I can say that right. It's a tongue twister for me. Good morning to the man, John Henderson. He's got his Parker on. He's trying to stay warm. No hat, though. I don't know about that, buddy. You letting the heat up. What has he got? Oh, he's got his racing jacket on. So, but he's got no hat on. The man always wears a hat. I don't know what's going on. He looks good, though. No tomahawks yet. All right. So, once a minute, spring sports have started. I got about 5 minutes to go here. Don't forget, Grassi Roofing is the girls' basketball sponsor, basketball player of the week sponsor. Coach's Corner is the boys' basketball sponsor of the week. Week number 4 went to Kat Johnson. I mean, the girl averaged a triple-double throughout the week from Savannah Country Day. Alfonso Ross from Woodville Tompkins is the Coach's Corner basketball player of the week. Boys, I mean, the kid, unbelievable. Double-double, averaging 27 points a game. He's at 8 30-point games. Go to prepsportsreport.com. Check out the story. All right. Step 2 now. Got to go into college. All right. Men's and ladies basketball over at Savannah State, right down the block here. Both number 1 in the East Division of the SEAC, okay? Southern Independent Athletic Conference. Okay, they both won Wednesday night. The men beat Benedict 58-44. Next game's today at Benedict, so it's a home and home, very close. All right. The girls beat Benedict 70-51. Guys will play at 3, ladies at 5:30. Hey, ladies are going to get the spotlight down there in Benedict College with the Savannah State Tigers. Over at SCAD, bowling. Women still ranked 2nd. Men are ranked 4th. The women are ranked 16th nationally. So 2nd in NAIA, 4th in NAIA for the men. Nationally, the women's are ranked 6th with all the big-time schools. All right. What's happening at SCAD? Well, the bowling team is at the SCAD Atlanta Baker Bash all day in Little Burn, Georgia. Swimming is at Birmingham Southern, okay, all day. Equestrian, go over the bridge, go to the Equestrian Center. Unbelievable job they do over there with the Equestrian Center. SCAD has the number 1 or one of the top equestrian. That's where they get on the horses. They jump barrels and poles and water, okay. Tournament champion started at 8:30 right there at the Ronald C. Ranch Equestrian Center right there in Hardyville. And golf kicks off tomorrow against Coastal Georgia. Hope it warms up a little. They'll be at the Sanctuary Golf Course in Waverly, Georgia. All right, step 3 pros. I'm right on target here, so we can get my first guest on right at 9:15 because she's got a lot to do. Oh, I didn't tell you. Julie Boggs Midgett. She's also the president of the Savannah Shamrocks Rugby Club. So, she was the woman coach. She was the vice president. She was the right-hand man, the left-hand man. You name it, she does it. So I want to get it on quick. All right, pros. Hawks are 8th in the Eastern Division. They're 2nd in the Southeast. Big win the other night against Oklahoma City. They play today in LA. They play today in Atlanta, the ATL, take on the LA Clippers at 7:30. Football, right here at Coach's Corner. Don't forget, we got Superfest. Got to give them the touchdown signal. Superfest, February 10th, 12th. But what goes on here tomorrow? 3 o'clock, the 49ers, San Francisco, with Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback, taking on Mr. Hurts and the Eagles. That kicks off at 3 o'clock. 6:30. Can Mahomes finally beat Burrow? The Bengals and the Chiefs go at it. Mahomes can't beat Barrow. So let's see what happens tomorrow. And plus, Mahomes has that high ankle sprain, so we'll see what happens. Right here, over 100 TVs, 9 75-inch TVs right behind me. You want to watch it on the big screen? Just tell the guy, John Anderson, John, can you make this happen? The man makes a lot happen, so go watch that. Golf, Brian Harmon's off this week. Missed the cut last week at the American Express Open in La Quinta, California. He'll be back next week. Gene Sowers and Tim O'Neill waiting to get their chance on the PGA Championship Tour, the old guys, okay? All right, don't forget, Savannah Ghost Pirates lost last night 3-1. Tonight, they're home against the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. They're in 7th place. Okay, they're in last place, new team. All right, and I said it, Savannah Bananas kick off their World Tour February 17th. I think it's in West Palm Beach, Florida. We'll get that from Biko Skalla. So there you go, people. Everything you need to know really quickly. Up next, we're going to talk rugby. That's right. They grab each other. They hug each other. They throw the ball. It's where American football came from. Do not tell a rugby player it's like American football, because they hate that, okay? I can tell you. I've done that too many times. I don't want to get tackled by those guys, especially the old Shamrock guys. But anyway, we'll be back in 3 minutes with the president of the Savannah Shamrock Rugby Club, no other than good friend of mine, know her for a long time, and that's, of course, Julie Boggs Midgett. 3 minutes. Got to thank the sponsor. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. All the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia, because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why. There's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV, because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991 and is always open for dining service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right, remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room, if you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
I always do this. Okay, welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. And if someone could tell me how to keep my laptop screen from shutting down, takes my coach's corner backdrop off, unless I don't know. I'm just not, I guess, technology savvy yet. So, but anyway, let me get my screen. Let me get it back up. There we go. It's back up. Okay. So once again, welcome to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. You know, Italian. I'm using my hands. You know, Mama told me you gotta do good things. Okay. But this young lady has done a lot of good things. She's worked for CW. She now is in charge of Value Pack. Oh, well, she is the person behind Value Pack. She does a great job. She's also been a rugby player for I don't know how long, so we're going to find out. She got me involved with broadcasting on TV with her better half now, Matt Midgett, who was playing, was the captain, was the president, and I don't know what he's doing. It says he's doing something with non-members, so I don't know. We got to find out about that. But today, 12 o'clock, Daffin Park, men's rugby, women's rugby. Joining me now on the Coach's Corner hot seat. She's never on the hot seat in my book, and she loves the Savannah Ghost Pirates because I sat a couple seats away from her the other night. Joining me now, the president of the Savannah Shamrocks, of course, Julie Boggs Midgett. I can't stop saying Julie Boggs. I don't know, Julie.
It kind of just rolls, so it's fine.
It's been rolling with you your whole life, right?
Exactly.
So once again, if you don't know Julie, she's been in Savannah for how long now?
26 years.
And all this started by getting involved with rugby?
No, I moved here to work for the Sand Gnats back in the day.
Wow.
But, yeah.
Worked for the Sand Gnats who jumped ship because they didn't get a new stadium. So I'm taking my ball. I'm going to Charleston or wherever they went, Columbia, South Carolina. But anyway, so you've gone from there. So how did you get involved in all this rugby stuff?
So I used to watch the guys play at University of Virginia. Absolutely loved it. Went to Tennessee. First night in Johnson City, Tennessee, I walk into a bar and these guys were like, "You're awesome. You're coming with us." It was the rugby team. So got down here and I met some girls that were trying to get the team started, Robin and Chrissy. And I said, I can try to play. I've been watching the game for 10 years now. So started playing 20 years ago.
Nice. And that got you into changing your name from Boggs to Midgett.
Yes, it did. Midgett walked up to practice one day, told me his name, and I said, "That's ridiculous. I've never gotten that nickname." 3 years later, I married it.
You thought he was making fun of you, calling you a midget?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So you played the game. And Savannah Shamrocks, I don't know, what's it like, 50 years here in Savannah, Georgia?
45 this year. We have our
45. I was close.
Yeah, very close.
45 years of rugby here in Savannah, Georgia. What makes that so special about the rugby team in Savannah? Is it because of the Gaelic, Irish heritage? What's so special about it?
Definitely the Irish heritage helps, makes people remember us. But I really think we have, I'm not sure, you probably have met them, Tom Nelson and Karl Schumacher. They're the ones that started it for us.
Yep.
They are still active. They're still around. And so it kind of just rolls. It's like me being in with it 20 years. I haven't played in at least 10. It just becomes a culture that you become involved in, and it just keeps rolling.
And how can we not forget the St. Patty's Savannah Shamrocks Rugby Tournament, which you guys, 800 participants come in, 80 teams. It's like, it's mass chaos. Now, before I mess this up this year, like I always do, I wait to the last minute. When is this year's Savannah Shamrocks St. Patty's Day Rugby Tournament?
It's March 11th and 12th, and it's out at Daffin Park.
Okay, I won't mess it up this year. I got to get you back on and talk about it. I always wait to the last minute. And, you know, how can I forget? I've gone out there and watched it a million times, but I don't know what it is. Old age, I guess, Julie, old age. All right.
It's a great time. And if you go downtown, you'll know every bar is full of rugby players.
Hey, I don't know how many times I come over to the Coach's Corner during St. Patty's Week and they're in here hanging out. So,
exactly.
It brings in a lot of revenue to the city. It's heard all over the country. I'm going to make this quick. I went back for a wedding October. A good friend of mine, his son got married. And one of my former high school football players from good old East Rockaway, New York, Long Island, comes in this rugby outfit. I said, what are you doing there, Mr. Temple? His name was Ben Temple. I'm playing rugby. How long have you been playing rugby? Coach, I've been playing rugby for, and I think he graduated in 1989 and 92. I don't know what it is. I'm getting so old. I got millions of kids I taught and coached. He goes, yeah, you never come by and see me during the St. Patty's Day rugby tournament. Hold it. You're here in Savannah. Your old coach is here. You're playing rugby. You don't call me. So, he went to the University of Buffalo. He used to come down with the University of Buffalo to play in a tournament in your college division.
That's funny. I have some friends that played there too that come down here. So they probably know each other.
Probably. And he was an offensive lineman for me. And he wasn't tall. I think he was about 5'9", 5'10", but my school that I coached at, we were the smallest public school in Nassau County on Long Island. And he's still like a rock. So he's a rugby player. So why I got you on today. Okay. How did you become the president?
I love this team and I love this club. And so I've always been involved. You know how I am. If I'm doing something, I'm 100% in, and I'll do the grunt work. So I just kind of worked my way up. When I first started, I was a player rep, match secretary, did like the little things, and then went to vice president, took some time off from the because I couldn't really balance both. And then now that I'm no longer coaching, I still wanted to be involved. So I ran for president last year.
Nice.
And it's been a lot of fun.
So who'd you run against? Your husband?
No, he actually is just coaching now. And then he is the rep for the board for the old boys, the old rocks.
Okay. So, and how old are the old boys that play rugby football?
We've got guys that play in the old rocks team. You'll have guys that'll come out that'll be in their 60s and 70s.
Oh, Tom and I keep on forgetting the other guy's name.
Carl.
Like, how can I forget the other
name? You should remember that one.
Yeah. They got to be up there too.
Yeah, they don't play anymore. They just come and cheer.
Okay.
But we keep them, together. We're going to do an oyster roast next month for just the old boys, old rocks. I keep trying to change it to old rocks now because we've got us old girls too. So.
Yeah, it's going to be trying to come up with a name for the old girls. You don't want to call them old girls,
right? So I just call it old rocks. The whole fairies for the old boys and the old girls.
Hey, if you're just joining me on the internets, whether it's Facebook on the Coach's Corner Facebook page, on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report page, YouTube, Twitter, I'm here talking to the president of the Savannah Shamrocks, 20-year player, coach, secretary, you name it, she's done it, Julie Midgett. And the big thing is today, Daffin Park, 12 o'clock. What's going on?
Our men are playing at 12 o'clock against Charleston. We are 1-2 in the Carolina Union. And then our women are playing Eno River following that at 1:30. And both our men and women at the moment are in second place in the division. So we're right in the driver's seat to go into playoffs and go full speed again.
Okay, so I misread it on the website. This is not the first match of the season?
So we do fall and we do spring. I'm like you, I moved my hand, sorry. We do fall and we do spring. And the falls we've already finished, but spring has started. So this is the first game of the spring.
I got you now. So, all right. So no cost. What do they need to do to come out? Just come out and show up, bring a lawn chair. What do they got to do?
Yeah, come on out and just show up, bring a lawn chair, bring a drink, have a good time, watch the game.
Now, are we on the grass? Are we on the big quad, the big grass, or are we in the stadium?
We are in the grass. That stadium's a little small with a cement on the side. You don't want a player without a helmet to run into that.
So, but you use it during the St. Patty's Day tournament, don't you?
We do.
Okay.
We do.
All right. Now, for a novice person, I think you got 7v7. There's different types. How many people are on the field at the same time when you have an official rugby match?
So you have 15 on each side, 30 players playing out there. You have what's called forwards and backs, but everybody can touch the ball. It's something that people really love about it, especially when you talk about, like, you had a lineman that came into play. Now he gets to play with the ball too. He gets to carry it instead of just, doing the hard stuff. I was a forward, so I say the hard stuff because forwards are my favorite.
You were probably when the guy thrown up, I don't know what you call it, when you got thrown through the middle of the pile to catch the ball, right?
Yep, that's a line out. So when the ball goes out of bounds, you throw it back in through a line out. So in penalties, you do a scrum down, which is what you were talking about, where we all engage.
Right.
So yeah, we scrum and we do line outs, we do mauls. You can't block. That's different than football, and you have to throw the ball backwards. You can kick it forward, but you have to throw it backwards. And then you just try to score, and it's a try. So that's where touchdowns come from, because you actually have to touch the ball down. So.
No, I mean, if you follow the history of both sports, American football comes from rugby. Okay, yes. And the difference is, I don't know if it was the early 1900s, 1920s, where they decided that we're going to throw the ball football other than what rugby throws the ball backwards. So that's what football changed. And then it got a little more physical with the American game. Even though, don't get me wrong, that's a physical game that you guys play, because I've been over there a number of times. I can't put down the guy's eyes. I mean, it's definitely a physical game.
Yes, it is. And we don't use pads or helmets. So one of the things that really makes it, in my opinion, a safer game, though, is because you have to wrap a person to tackle them. You can't just push them or shove them or go at their knees. You actually have to wrap somebody up and go down with them. So you control the tackles and you control the play a whole lot more.
And you can't come from 20 miles out and ram somebody.
Nope, can't do that at all.
All right, and of course we know there's another group on the field. So you got 30 players, 15 on each side, the officials. How do you get the officials to come in? And is it one official, or what do we have in the NFL? 9 officials now on the field? How many officials are on the field? And how do they keep that game from getting out of control?
It's one of the really special things about rugby. You only have one official. You have 2 touch judges, but each team puts a person on a sideline. So that's just a call out of bounds. But you have one official, and people are really taught to respect the officials. You can be sent off. If you run your mouth, you can just be sent off the field. It's not like other sports where they have to tolerate that. We have what's called a send bin. You can be given a card and you're off, or you can be told to leave the whole game.
Wow.
So everybody has a lot of respect for the officials and knows that you can't mess with them.
Nice.
So.
All right, let's wrap it up here, because I know I didn't want to keep you long, because I know you got to go set up Daffin Park.
I know.
All right, so if somebody wants to be involved, they want to join your rugby club, and what are the age limits, and how do they get involved with you guys?
So age limit, you can start. We're actually looking at trying to start some youth teams, but to play on the men's or the women's, you can start as young as 16, but you have to have a parent consent, of course, till you're 18.
Right.
And then they practice out at Soldier Field on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:00. And we have on Facebook, we've got a Savannah Shamrocks page. We've got the Shamrocks women group, the Shamrocks men's group. They're both doing great things. The women, I want to mention their women coach, Kat Ritter. She's phenomenal, and she's got the women just running hard and looking smooth out there. And we also have a website that's rugbysavannah.com.
rugbysavannah.com. So if I put in savannahshamrocks.com, I never get anything. That's why.
Yeah, it's Rugby Savannah. Oh. We found that because when people move to town that played rugby, they type in Rugby Savannah. They don't know what we're called, so then they can't find us.
I mean, there's so many rugby links. It's unbelievable out there. People wouldn't. I mean, it's really a big sport here in the United States, and people need to realize that. Julie, it's always a pleasure. Tell Matt I said hello. Thanks for coming on, and I'll probably see you at another hockey game. So, but anyway, I appreciate it. Keep up the great work, and once again, go Shamrocks.
Thanks, Carl.
Have fun today, and it's going to get warmer too. I mean, you understood what I was talking about long johns, right?
Yes. You know, I'm always freezing. Like you saw me at the hockey game. Like I'm wearing 5 layers of clothes. So
and gloves and a Skalla or a beanie, whatever you guys call it. So, all right, I'll talk to you later. Have fun today.
All right, bye.
Remember, 12 o'clock, Daffin Park, the Savannah Shamrocks. They'll go strong. 12 o'clock is the men, 1:30 is the ladies. Go check it out. I mean, I'm telling you right now, we hear about it every year with the Savannah Shamrocks St. Patty's Day rugby tournament, okay? This year it's March 11th and 12th. I won't mess that up this year, okay? And I'm telling you, I mean, there's like 800 players come in here. There's like, I think they cap it at 80 teams. And if they didn't cap it, they'd probably have 160 teams. And it's a lot of fun. There is I mean, if Julie can message me, there is a youth program, but I'm not sure how it was. I had them on a couple of years ago. They've been trying to do it, so check it out. All right. Next up, I'm still waiting for him to hook in here. I'm waiting for my Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week to hook up here, and that's Michael Smith from Calvary Day School. Hey, if you got a comment, put it in the comment box. I'll check it out. If it's appropriate, I'm going to put it up. There he is behind the scenes, my man, the producer of Rubbin' and Grubbin', our Wednesday night Coach's Corner Sports Network show. It's the OG show, the oldest show on the network. Lawrence Bennett, check it in, and he always just texts me if the screen goes out or I don't have my mic on. So check it out with Lawrence Bennett. Then, of course, the man himself, who's going to be here in April, and that's, of course, the Herb brothers with the 19th hole. Sean and Brent Herb, 5 straight days. That's 5. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, breaking down the Masters tournament. You got to check it out. Go to YouTube, 19th hole. All right, and then an avid listener. He's always here. He's in here early. He told me he wasn't going to come to 10 o'clock. But Dennis Kessler. Dennis Kessler, I love you. You're in the house. I know you tried out to miss the show. Go Eagles. I know. They blew out my G-men. I don't want to hear you, buddy, but you got one in your cap. And, of course, he'll always tell you, go Cavaliers. He's a big Cavalier fan. So have a wonderful day. And then avid listener, I got to meet this young lady, Lindsay Marie Quick. Good morning, Coach. She's always checking in. So if you got something to say, you got a comment, put it in the comment box. I'd love to get it on there. Let me see if Julie sent me messages about the youth sport. Yes, it is. Here it is. Text message. Nope. Did you send it on a text message, Julie? All right. I'll get you the information about the youth rugby tournament, the Youth Rugby Association. I know there's one here in Savannah. I saw it when I was searching for Savannah Rugby. So we'll go from there. Let me find out where the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week is, and I'll be back in 3 minutes. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here live on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. All the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia, because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why there's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV, because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991 and is always open for dining service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right, remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
All the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia, because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why. There's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV, because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991 and is always open for dining service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right, remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Soundgarden stage at Coach's Corner, Victory Drive, Thunderbolt. Okay, cannot hook up with my Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. This young man from Calvary Day School, they had a big game last night too. They played Johnson at Johnson. He's an unbelievable basketball player also, only a junior. He just recently signed his national letter of intent to go play football after his senior year. He's only a junior, all right? And that's Michael Smith from Calvary Day School. I mean, he's 6'4", 225 pounds. You could tell when this kid is playing, Michael Smith, Calvary Day School, wears number 2, is a man amongst boys. That's right. He is a man amongst boys. All right. This year, he had 24 receptions for 601 yards, 12 touchdowns, of course, thrown from his good friend, Jake Merklinger, who hasn't committed yet, only a junior, but he's also a 4-star football player. We'll see where Jake goes. He also saw some time on defense, had an interception, a sack, 5 tackles when the Mark Stroud needed him on that defense side of the ball. 4-star prospect, over 30 college offers. Okay, this young man got over 30. All right, and he's a pretty special kid. And he plays basketball. One of the best basketball players over there, Calvary. One of the best basketball players in the city. Even Nick Saban showed up. Nick Saban, Alabama, showed up to talk to Mike Smith or talk to Coach Stroud about Mike Smith. So, but Mike Smith chose South Carolina over Alabama. His top 4 teams after, I guess, Mr. Saban showed up were Ohio State, South Carolina, Arkansas, and Tennessee. Not bad. And check out the article. Savannah Morning News, Dennis Knight does a great job. This is what the head coach, Mark Stroud at Calvary, said about Mike Smith. Mike is a great guy with a tremendous heart and great family. What impressed me the most about him during this whole recruiting process, he's been so humble. He's had so much attention from college recruiters and the press, but he never got caught up in himself. He remained extremely humble. Michael is so physically talented. He could be just as good on the defense side of the ball at an end, a linebacker, or even at a safety. 6'4" safety, 225 pounds. At tight end, he could be attached to the line and split out as a wide receiver. He could do very many special things. And his teammates love him because it's not all about Michael Smith. His upside is off the charts as to what he can become. So maybe just like Nolan Smith, who was at Calvary Day School, went to IMG, finished out his career at IMG, now finished his career at Georgia, going to the NFL. DeMarcus Dobbs out of Calvary Day School, same type of kid. University of Georgia, NFL. I think he made it to four conference championships. I mean, you got to love it. So they're doing a lot of good things over there at Calvary Day School. They got a lot of talent and just simply special. All right, I'm trying to get my notes here. Let's see. Tonight on the hardwood, let me find out. We got games going on. We already gave you the scores from last night. So let me find my notes here tonight. Tonight. I got it right here, people. I'm doing this off the top of my head. So here we go. Tonight's schedule. So if you want to watch some round ball, or if you want to go to Daffin Park and check out rugby first, 12 o'clock at 1:30, men at 12, ladies at 1:30 with the Savannah Shamrocks. Okay, what's happening tonight? Girls first, Effingham County. Well, you're not going to travel to Grovetown. Jenkins goes to Coffee County. Savannah Country Day is at St. Andrews. Pretty good game, 4 and 5:30. Calvary is at Beach. Calvary had to take Johnson last night, and now they're going against Beach. Beach is ranked number 2. Johnson's ranked number 3. Calvary number 6. Johnson played really well last night. Savannah Christian is at Pinewood Christian. That's out in Belleville. New Hampstead is at Woodville Tompkins. I'm telling you right now, Lenny Williams, Jeff Robeson's got those, you would say, Wolverines and Lady Wolverines on the road. That's 4 and 5:30. Groves goes to Bryan County. Coach Mincy and the Lady Redskins, they cracked the top 10 of Sandy Spiel. And then Screven County is playing Savannah High. Now, the time says 6 and 7:30. You might want to check that because all these times that I got, they all come from Max Preps, and we know sometimes Max Preps is not correct because Max Preps is based on what the coaches, athletic directors, what the schools turn in. So that's the slate for tonight. Beach against Calvary at Beach. That should be going. Beach and Calvary played last week, and they went into overtime, and Beach pulled it out. Beach is the number 2 team in the state. I think Sandy Creek is the number 1 team in Class 3A. So you got to check it out. So other than that, no, Sandy Creek is in 4A. I don't know. I'll find out who's number 1. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So my next guest, hopefully he'll be tuning in pretty quick. So hang on. I'll be back in about 3 minutes with the man himself, the Savannah Bananas Broadcast Internet Entertainer. He was the CPL Broadcaster of the Year 2 years ago. And that's, of course, Biko Skalla. We'll be back talking bananas right here on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report because it's all part of the Coaches Network, Sports Network. Remember, there are 4 shows, Rubbin' and Grubbin' Wednesday nights. Brandon Bainey, Atlanta man, comes in and talks all thing NASCAR. I want to talk to him about how they're going to race in the Coliseum in 2 weeks. Then, of course, my show every Saturday morning from 9 to whenever. Then we go with the 19th hole once a year. The Herb Brothers put together a week show. They make the Henderson cabin right here, okay? And it's a lot of fun. They go 5 straight days talking golf. And, of course, the one podcast, baseball podcast, Who's on First Base with the coach, Karl DeMasi and Kyle Lawson. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Hopefully we got Niko Biko Skalla. I'm going to try and find him right now. All the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia. Because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why there's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991 and is always open for dining service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right, remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics making a difference in our world.
your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School will consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, it comes in uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And good morning, Savannah. Welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Once again, my screen timed out. I'm just having a good day today. Hold it. There we go. There we go, Mr. Skalla. Sorry to keep you hanging, but right now, welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Yeah, when you guess, and I understand the kid had a big game last night. Don't show up. You start trying to find things to do. I'm not as good as handy as this young man because he could probably put his white underwear over his head and still do a good show. But you got to love what he's doing with the Savannah Bananas. He's still a kid, but he's another New Yorker. He's somehow finding his way down here in the Deep South. We're going to call him a Southern Yankee pretty soon because he lives here with the Savannah Bananas. He does a great job. I think he joined the Savannah Bananas. Got to take my notes here in 2020. And he was an Emmy Award-winning performer of the Bananas because you know what? He was the CPL, the Coastal Plain League Broadcast Internet Entertainer of the Year. I mean, he comes from Socrates, New York. I bet you can't say that. Find a Southern that says that like that for this young man. That's upstate New York. I'm from downstate, okay? Came to Savannah from the MLB network, the NHL network. I got to find out how much he likes the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Of course, he's a Syracuse Orange now. We can't say Orange Man because that's against the law, okay? So he was in their broadcasting journalism department. He bleeds orange, and I really think he bleeds more neon yellow now or neon green. But he prides himself as a New York Yankees fan. That's why I love this kid. He's also part Italian, which makes it special to me. So joining me now on the Coach's Corner hot seat, my little paisan from New York, and now the banana behind the mic on the internet, Biko, Niko Bika Skalla. What's up, brother?
What's up, Mr. DeMasi? That is no doubt the greatest intro I've ever had in my career, and not surprising coming from you. So thank you very much.
You know what? I gotta debate that because you're all over the place. You're on this podcast. You're on that podcast. You're on ESPN. You're all over the place, buddy. Give me a break. Me, the little guy from Savannah, Georgia, that can't keep his back screen on. I mean, one-man show here. I don't have to tell you, because when you first started, you were like a one-man show. So
Right.
it's a lot of fun. But congratulations. You guys are doing something special over there. I know growing up, you were probably a baseball purist like me, but now you're starting to bite the banana, split the banana, peel the banana with all this banana ball. So it's got to be a lot of fun. Did you ever think that coming from New York in 2020, this would be something like this?
No, the crazy thing is I didn't know the sport of banana ball existed when I came down in 2020. I was coming down for Coastal Plain League baseball and just on a 2.5-month contract. So if you told me that I would be going into my 4th year with the team in 2023 and instead of Coastal Plain League baseball, we'd be traveling, playing just about 100 games and going to 33 different cities and 22 different states, playing Major League Baseball alumni team and in Cooperstown, Vegas, and California, and Houston, I wouldn't even be able to comprehend what you were telling me.
All right, well, there's 2 things I got to say. Of course, I'm the OG, you're the YG. I'm the old guy, you're the young guy. Buddy, you're growing up in front of us. Look at this, a nice little fuzz on the chin, a little mustache coming in, little thinner. Looks like you're beefing up. You're getting in that weight room. And people, you got to send out a congratulations, young guy. He just got engaged under the Brooklyn Bridge. Pretty impressive, buddy.
Oh, I appreciate it, Carl. Yeah, 26 years old, finally starting to grow a little facial hair. This has taken me about the last 2 months to work this in. I don't know, a year or 2, and maybe I'll actually have a beard. Yeah, and I appreciate the well wishes. It's a cool moment in life and a fun stage of this whole thing that I'm in.
Hey, for a New Yorker under the Brooklyn Bridge, that's always special.
Yeah, iconic, strong, it's been around for over a century, stands the test of time. I felt like it had some good symbolism.
So, but once again, congratulations on that. So you're getting excited? Let us know. February 17th, the Bananas take to the field for the first time in 2023 in 35, 40 different spots you're going to be?
Yeah, it's tough to put it into words quite how excited I am. This is, we did the One City World Tour in 2021. We went to 7 different cities this past spring. Those were both magical experiences. And now we're pouring some kind of liquid NOS into this thing and hypercharging it to a level that, it's tough for us to fathom. But we definitely are doing a little long-term planning, but for the most part are just going to tackle it from week to week. We start out in West Palm Beach, and then all of a sudden we're in Daytona and have the really cool anniversary of the Bananas becoming a team back in Savannah. And then we're in Jacksonville, and that's all within the first 2 weeks before we really start hopping on some devices that can fly us across the country and get to some more remote spots. But it's going to be absolutely absurd. We're going to have over 500,000 fans in total that get to experience the Bananas in 2023. And that's the goal, is spreading this and spreading joy and letting folks around the country have probably the most fun night of their life.
All right. I know you've been doing this now for 3 years, right? This starts your 3rd season?
Yeah. Well, this is, 2.5 months in 2020. And then a 2021 and 2022 season. I think this is year number 4 for me. June 15th or so will be my 4-year anniversary of coming down.
Now, I know you've done a number of skits, another of Savannah Bananas first, and, getting those fans excited. So in those 4 years of your young experience with Savannah Bananas, what is your most memorable? Now, I'm talking about your skits, not about winning the Coastal Plain League and being the announcer for that, or being, of course, I know you're going to blush later, the Coastal Plain League broadcast of the year. So one of those skits, what has been your favorite? Because you guys, I don't know how you do this stuff. You jump in a tub with just your shorts on.
Yeah, the ice bucket was definitely a shock to the system, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The most memorable, it definitely goes back to being in the shower with Kyle Lewigs. That's how it all started. So naturally, that makes sense for a jumping off point. I think being in the plate of burgers with like some hot dogs and popcorn around me, and then being a captive head for Cole Kitchen to give me a little smooch. It's going to be tough to have anything that will have more of a lasting memory on me in my, I think in my career as far as skits go. I mean, there's nothing that can replicate being frozen in a place and seeing one of the players that you've been broadcasting the whole summer coming in real quick. So that was a riot.
Yeah, but and I know it, and I know you're under oath because whatever the Bananas do has to stay under top wrap because you don't know whatever this crazy bunch is going to do. You're going to have some interesting stuff lined up. There's no doubt about it, buddy.
Well, this is very true. Yes, we have no shortage of ideas in Banana Land, and with as big as we're going with the tour, we want to live up to the hype at every stop. So that some of the things we have planned are, I'd say there's about one thing every single game, which is saying something when it's getting close to 100 games. That is going to be crazier than anything we've done on a field up until now. So we're trying to live up to some legendary stuff here.
All right. So if you're just joining in on the internet, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live here from the center of the sports universe, Coach's Corner. Okay, right here on Victory Drive, down the block from his little crow's nest in the sky, Grayson Stadium. We're talking to the Broadcast Internet Entertainer himself, Biko Skalla. He's been doing it now for 4 years for the Savannah Bananas. Okay, so my question to you is, I'm an avid follower, okay? I was one of those followers that loved when Jesse said, or Jared, whoever said that they were going to call themselves Savannah Bananas. I told them they're going to take a little heat. But, they went through it. What they've done is great. I'll say, though, who was the first playoff internet broadcaster? Some old guy from New York also, but I won't give you his name. Okay, you call me Tiger, but we'll Tiger talk later. But reading the book, Fan First, the new book out, what's your last book report on there, buddy? Because I heard you guys got to do book reports.
Oh yeah, you know what? In my, like you said, going into my 4th year here, I think in the prep season, because there is no off season in Banana Land, we just have a prep season. I think I've probably read like 10 to 12 books with the organization, and all about kind of doing business differently and different people who have been successful in the business world, with some kind of unique twist is the general vibe. But we have been so gosh darn crazy this off season, we have not had a chance to break into a book. So it's been a while. Honestly, last books I read, every once in a while I'll get into Joe Buck's biography. That's a really, really fun book. And I've got a few other kind of nerdy broadcasting books that'll break into. The Broadcaster's Thesaurus just has baseball definitions, and I'll just thumb through that at night, try once a week or so to try and absorb some more literature that can help me in the future. It's Fans First is probably the last book that I've sat down and really read cover to cover.
When are we going to get the book about Biko Skalla?
That's a good question. I've been thinking about it as enough crazy things have piled up in my life over the past 3 years. I think I need, but maybe next off season I start jotting some stuff down. I don't think you'll see a book from me within the next half decade or so, but it's good to get started at some point. You never know when you want to get your thoughts in a spot together, and it could turn into something.
Well, you got a great story going, and it's been it's fun watching you what you're doing. All right, so you signed up full time. The Shark, Mark Edis, has signed up full time.
Oh yeah,
Tyler Gillum has signed up full time. Lucas has signed up full time. Everybody signed up full time. What makes you guys gravitate to what's going on here?
Well, I think there's 2 big things. Is one, you can see the Bananas know how to lock up.
Time out. You got to give Coach a T. I forgot about Bill Leroy too. He signed on.
Of course. Yeah. Well, you got to give the Bananas a testament for locking up their top tier talent.
There you go. Cha-ching. Put that banana peel in your pocket right there, buddy.
Right, but it's really heartwarming to know that if you have a profound impact on the company, that they are going to really want to keep you around, even if your current job is ending. Like Tyler Gillum coaching the CPL team, or Bill and Kyle as CPL players. It's you have such great people on the inside, and it's so valuable to be able to keep them around. People who really know and understand the vision and are just some of the best leaders I've seen. So yeah, it's cool to know that the team's always there to support you, and it just makes the whole environment that much more fun. And we're sticking around because we have a blast here, and the ceiling is the roof, to quote Michael Jordan once upon a time in Chapel Hill, trying to pump up the UNC crowd. The ceiling is the roof. Like, it's insane, as I documented earlier, where this team has gone in obviously that now it's its 8th year of existence, and especially the past 2 or 3 with the hypercharged virility and the desire from people to see us around the country instead of just coming to Savannah. It's a very exciting and cool time in Banana Land, and I think just about everybody who has seen it and experienced it is signing up for more and doing whatever they can to stay involved, to see where this thing goes.
All right, a couple more minutes. This one, it takes a little thought process here. I'm trying to think out of the banana bunch like you guys do. Okay, all right, you've done so many different things, and you've met so many different players. Does Biko Skalla have a pre-broadcast internet ritual, favorite food, superstition? Because you know it. You're a baseball player like I once was. We had our stupid stitches. I mean, I would have to put my pants on inside out. I'd have to make sure my stirrups were exactly right. The small opening in the front, the big in the back. I mean, any little thing that you go through before a game there, buddy?
Well, I can tell you that my favorite thing to eat before a game broadcast is one of or two of a hot dog, hamburger, or chicken sandwich right off the Grayson Stadium grills. It's something about being in the ballpark. It's delicious food, and I just feel like it prepares me correctly to broadcast America's Pastime, or our new edition of America's Pastime. It kind of changes, and it's in flux. It's whatever I'm feeling, but I think I split it up pretty good between the 3 main entrees. Besides that, there's nothing in particular that I kind of do every day. Inside the marketing office during a couple of the Coastal Plain League big win streaks and playoff runs, we used to light some candles and play Thunderstruck. There's like a orchestral version of Thunderstruck by AC/DC. We would kind of jump around and do a little ritual that worked out. I would like to think that's the reason why the Bananas won back-to-back championships on the way out of the CPL. I think that's and then we also inside the organization have a pretty powerful anti-rain kind of thing we've got going on with a wooden frog that we'll take around every stop on this tour. The frog will be there. Kurt Kessler and I in the Penske this past spring had it riding shotgun with us all over the East Coast and our trip to Kansas City and back. So there's the superstitions are not just on the field. There's a lot going on in the office, and we seem to think like that they work. That's why we keep doing them.
I mean, it's simply amazing. Okay, last question. What's your favorite, or what has been your most favorite experience as meeting these ex-pro ball players?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, tell me who has been your favorite and what's made that favorite.
It's so tough to pick because they've all been amazing. There's no way I could, say anything more than Bill Lee. Bill Lee.
Hold it now, buddy. You're young. You're the YG Yankee fan. I'm the OG Yankee fan. How could you do that with somebody that played for the Boston Red Sox?
Because it doesn't matter what laundry he wore for a decade in Major League Baseball. When you meet this guy, I mean, he is just as nice and as interesting and funny a cat as you can find in the world. And we're so blessed to get to spend so much time with him. He's kind of different than the celebrity guests. He's on the roster.
Well, that's why he's called Bill Spaceman Lee there, buddy. He's been out there forever. And yes, I agree with you. No matter what laundry he used to wear or what outfit he put on, just when I heard that, I loved it. I loved it, especially that he was in his 70s. I mean, you're very young. I got to watch him because he was part of my youth. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and this is a guy who pitched in the World Series. I mean, back-to-back games 2 and game 7 against the Reds. I mean, the history that he's experienced. He's an all-star, a Red Sox Hall of Famer. He's the best as far as like not a one-off because now he's played with us twice. But Johnny Gomes, another Red Sox, although he played for a few teams. He's as nice a guy as you'll find, and probably a bucket list, even though I didn't know it was on my bucket list because I never thought it was a possibility. Was spending a whole night at Dave and Buster's with him. Zach Frangelo, our director of entertainment. It was for him. It was like the coolest thing that we've ever seen. He's a diehard Red Sox fan and was playing competitive racing games against Johnny all night long. So that was really special. And then I would be remiss if I didn't mention Josh Reddick putting a ball out of the park and making a diving catch, getting me on SportsCenter. The first time my face was on SportsCenter, and I had a mean black eye. From
I remember that one. I called you up and asked you what happened.
That was unfortunate, but you know what? You gotta roll with the punches, and you gotta roll with the one hoppers back to the mound that you should have been able to feel, but missed your glove.
All right. So this all kicks off February 17th. Now, maybe I'm wrong. When's the first time you guys will come back and play in that historic old stadium down the block from here?
Let me just double check. I'm 99% sure, but it never hurts to put your eye on the schedule really quick.
I'll take the blame. I've been saying February 25th.
I think that's right. No, I think you're spot on. I just wanted to confirm it so we don't lead people astray. Yes, that's a fact. And that is the 8-year anniversary of the Bananas becoming the Bananas officially. So it's going to be a pretty powerful game in Grayson.
No, it should be a lot of fun. Well, I enjoy what you do, buddy. I know we have that connection. I've been down here a lot longer than you, but, just you coming down here and, a Syracuse Orange alum. We can't say Orange man anymore because, it's against, don't get me started. But anyway, that means we can't call the Bananas yellow men anymore either, right? I don't know, but it's just crazy. But you're doing a great job. I enjoy what you're doing. A lot of people love what you're doing. And you've made a big impact with your broadcast, and of course the big guy that's in the stadium, Shark. He set it all fire. So it's definitely something special. Keep it going, and anytime you got something special, hey, this coach is used to ice baths being dumped on him. Anytime you want to get the old coach in the ice bath with you, let me know.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. That would be a hoot. I'll talk to the marketing department. I'm sure that's a slam dunk for us.
You got the old tiger and you got the young tiger.
Right? Legendary. As always, I really appreciate being on. Good fun chatting with you, Karl.
Hey, always special, and thanks for doing this. And once again, you just got to go Bananas.
Just got to do it. My pleasure, Karl.
And tell everybody to forget about the other baseball. We got the Bananas. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on. We got the Bananas. I'm live from upstate New York right now. This is turning into Bananas country up here.
What do you make you trek down here?
Oh, boy. Just before things happen, I got to squeeze out as much time with the fiance as I can before we travel the country for the better part of 8 months. But pretty much the weekend before West Palm Beach.
You're going to have to do that host family thing?
Oh, yeah. Back with Paula.
I mean, that's you got to keep the routine special.
We're like two peas in a pod. I can't quit her.
I got to meet Paula. I got to meet her.
Yes. Oh my gosh. She's at Top Deck pretty much every Bananas home game, so you can find her.
I got to go look for her.
Yeah, she's got her spot locked in.
All right, Niko. Sorry, Biko. Biko's your name we got to go by. I call you Niko. But anyway, see you later, Tiger.
It all works for me. See you, Big Tiger.
See you later. I mean, I just love the kid. He just brings something special to the whole Bananas, motif. It's just special. I know I'm a baseball purist, but you know what? I can go to Grayson Stadium for 2 hours and watch them play Bananas balls. And I'll tell you right, one of my favorite, and I think Biko will attest to this, is the fans can be involved by catching a foul ball. You don't want to catch a banana foul ball. You want to catch a party animal foul ball. But that's a unique thing that, some people need to catch on, and Major League Baseball needs to take some of this and run with it, because that's what fans want. They don't want to be sit there and they want something exciting. They want something interesting, and I think baseball is going to have to catch on this sooner or later, or how far baseball is going to go. I mean, it's been our pastime, but honestly, I can get into watching a 1-0 or a 0-0 game, one hitter, and it's exciting for me. But some fans aren't there for that. They have to see the entertainment, and believe me, they're in there to see the good baseball too. It's not just about what goes on between innings or outside or afterwards. They want to see good baseball too, and that's what Jesse Cole, Jared Orton, Emily Cole, Biko Skalla, Mark Edis, the Shark. Marie, Cara. I can't name them all off the top of my head that make this so special. Once again, go Bananas, February 17th, West Palm Beach. February 25th. February 25th, Grayson Stadium marks the 8-year anniversary already. Wow. We'll be checking that out. All right, I'll be back in 3 minutes with 3 Out the Door, my 3 favorite videos, Carl's Corners editorial. I don't know if the young pup remembers Kiner's Corner. Nah, that's before his time. But, Ralph Kiner, who used to broadcast for the Mets, used to do a little corner at the end of the game. Well, I got Carl's Corner. I'll talk something special about sports and has to deal with baseball. See you in about 3 minutes. Got to pay those bills with the sponsors. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network.
All the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia. Because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why there's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991 and is always open for dining service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right, remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision. Faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. Come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Another Saturday right here, January 28th. No, Lawrence, I'm not going to make 2 hours like you're asking. You know, if you got a comment, you want to talk about something about sports, you can throw the comment out there. Just like Coach DeMasi, great show. You're not going to make 2 hours. I know you're upset, Lawrence. I'm sorry to break your heart, but, you know, had to do a little, freelance ad-libbing there for a little short time. Guest didn't come in, but, what are you going to do? All right, we're at the show. I came in with 3 steps in the door. I'm going to go 3 steps out the door. Okay, this is where I take 3 videos that I've seen, and this all happened over the last 2 days. Okay, first of all, Ghost Pirates. Okay, let's start out with Coach's 3 videos out the door. The Ghost Pirates. Yeah, they're not winning, but I'm telling you, the electricity in that place is unbelievable. John Henderson was out here setting up. He's got a party going on today. And he was talking about he went to his first hockey game and he loved it. 6,000 people show up there every night. And it's, it's not like the Savannah Bananas, but people love it. I mean, you got a lot of transplanted Northerners all over the place in Savannah, in Hilton Head, in South Carolina. And the hockey is good. It's good hockey, even though the Bananas aren't the Bananas. Sorry, Bananas, if you listen. Even though the Pirates aren't winning many games, it's still fun. And this was a great call of a goal that was scored the other night, okay, by Shasha Woe or Roy. I would say Shasha Roy, but he says something else. I don't know. Let the hockey announcer give it to you. But what a great goal! How he flicks the puck into the net past the goaltender. Well, not flicks it. He puts it between the goaltender's legs.
Papalardo puts some elevation under it. Estes gloves it down. Wah, right circle. Backhand to the forehand. He scores! Sasha Wah! 4-2 Ghost Pirates. 6:05 into the third. The defenseman playing forward, and he picks up a goal.
Watch the little flick at the end here, right through his legs.
One hand on his stick drew a penalty. LaFontaine swiped it, a poke check, and Sasha palms up.
I mean, you got to love it. You got to love it. That's a great goal. That's a great goal. All right. And then, we talk about the Coaches Corner Sports Network. Okay. I do a podcast when baseball starts with this young guy. I coined him 5 years ago, the baseball fanatic, and that's Kyle Lawson. And he's also the voice of the Savannah Clovers, who are going to start their first official professional season coming up. And he had a quick interview with the coach. And here's what my man, the baseball fanatic, the soccer analyst or the soccer broadcaster, Kyle Lawson, had to share with the with us with the head coach.
We're getting closer and closer to the inaugural NISA season for the Savannah Clovers, and I'll just throw it to you real quick, Coach, with the first question. Last time we spoke, we were getting ready to have the local and the ID invite-only trials. What were your biggest takeaways from those trials?
All three of them were fantastic. They were all beneficial and are going to help us in the long run in so many different ways. The good thing that I take away from it is that we've got three local players that went through all the three different stages of those trials, and they're going to make the final roster. And excuse me, I can't share their names today on this, but they will be announced in the future very, very shortly. But we're delighted that we've got some local players that are going to come through and be on our roster from these events.
What it impresses me, we got three local players that are going to play for the Savannah Clovers. That's pretty special. But once again, my man, the baseball fanatic from the Who's on First Baseball podcast, Kyle Lawson, talking with the Savannah Clovers head coach, Mr. Proctor there. Three local players, but I thought it was special catching him on the internet with the Savannah Clovers. We got to get that young man back here, talk some baseball, because there's a lot of baseball going on. All right, last night, Chad Maxwell, WTOC new sports director, had this, was covering the Calvary Johnson basketball game, and Antonio Baker is unbelievable. He's off the charts. Watch this dunk during the Calvary game. This don't excite you. I don't know what will. How far is that young man above the rim to do that? How far is he above the rim to do that? I got to watch it again with you. Look how high he is. Not once, but the replay shows it again. He's at least his elbow over the rim there. Great highlight there by Chad Maxwell, WTOC. I had him on 2 weeks ago, the new sports director over at WTOC. Well, those are the three videos. Now we got to go to Karl's Corner, my editorial about something that's special that's going on in sports. Been around a long time. And loyalty to your team. It all started or changed with Major League Baseball way back in 1974, 75. Andy Messersmith, Los Angeles Dodgers, decided that he was going to test free agency. He was going to leave the Dodgers and go somewhere else. Where's the loyalty? I agree with you. Professional sports is all about the money. Show me the money. That's what it's all about. Show me the money. But all the years before that, that people stayed with their teams. Then, of course, we had some guys, some pro athletes that did that. Now we have the transfer portal. It's killing me. Because you don't play, we got to leave. Because you haven't worked hard enough to beat the guy out in front of you, you have to go to the transfer portal. You're not happy with the coach because he didn't give you something that you wanted. Professional sports, same thing. Yes, I know it's a different story, but just where's the loyalty to your team? How many of you know that the two of the greatest basketball players, there's no GOATs in my book because every era has a GOAT, has the greatest player of all time. But these two basketball players stayed with their team, and we watched them go at it in an NCAA championship, and then we watched them go at it for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. I can't give you the exact years. Magic Johnson, Los Angeles Lakers. Larry Bird, okay? Boston Celtics. Michigan State, Indiana State. National championship, okay? Professional. How many times did they go at it? But they were loyal to their team. Ted Williams with the Boston Red Sox. Derek Jeter with the New York Yankees. Chipper Jones with the Atlanta Braves. Hank Aaron never left the Braves organization. He moved with them, but never left them. Okay? I would love to say my favorite, Willie Mays, but Willie Mays wound up playing for the New York Mets. Stayed with the San Francisco Giants as long as he could. But he wanted to come home and finish it in New York, so the Mets picked him up. There were no more New York Giants because they flew the coop with the Brooklyn Dodgers to California. Loyalty. Well, this guy deserves what he got. What am I talking about? Brian Snitker. Loyalty. Yesterday, that's where I got this from, the Braves signed manager Brian Snitker to a contract extension through 2025. Snitker has been in the Braves organization in different roles since playing in the minor league organization from 1977 to 80. 1977. 46 years he's been with the Atlanta Braves as a player, as a coach, because in 1980, his playing years ended. He went into the organization as a coach. And we know he finally became the manager after so many years in minor leagues in 2016. Then, of course, in 21, the Braves won the World Championship. But that's the way you honor people. That's what makes people loyal. Work with them. They've proven that they're loyal. They do everything with you. This man's unbelievable. I just loved it when I saw that, and I had to go. That had to be Carl's Corner. Loyalty. Yes, we can name probably 50, 60, 70 major league professional athletes. Jim Brown with the Cleveland Browns played 9 years, and then he decided that football was enough for him. Barry Sanders with the Detroit Lions. I mean, we can go on. Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, Whitey Ford, Sandy Koufax, Nolan Ryan jump places. That was time of the free agency. Okay. So, but he wound up coming back to Texas. Okay. But just loyalty and what the Atlanta Braves did for Brian Snitker yesterday, extending his contract to 2025, is something special. I hope he makes it to 2027. That would be 50 years this man has been with one organization. He hasn't looked to jump ship. And that's what it makes special. So that's Carl's Corner. Loyalty. Brian Snitker. Great job, Atlanta Braves. You deserve it. All right. Well, it's been a fun show. It's gone quick. Sorry, Lawrence. An hour and 25 minutes. But once again, as I say at the end of every show, please say a prayer for what's going on in Russia and the Ukraine. Please say a prayer for what's going on in Ukraine because of Russia. Please say a prayer for the crazy stuff that goes on in this world. It's just simply amazing. Someday people will get along. All right. And on that note, I mean, throughout the world, we need to get along, people. We need to get, even at home with all these gun and all this other stuff going on, just crazy. So say a prayer. All right. As I say every week, today or tomorrow, whatever you may be doing, may you always hit it at the park. And until next week, may it be your best week ever. God bless. Talk to you next Saturday morning. Have a good day. You've been watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Don't forget, NFL playoffs here, and then Fan Fest, February 10th to the 12th. See you later. Peace out.